You're listening to the Adam Thompson Show here on Blog Talk Radio and across the Starcom Network nationwide on over 25 AM stations. And as you all know, we're soon going to be coming to TV with many special guests, and we'll be announcing them next week. But again, please visit us at www.adamthompsonlaw.com or www.attorneyadamthompson. Please visit us on Twitter and Facebook and our YouTube channel and see all our great videos. And as always, post your comments, your thoughts, and the issues you want to hear discussed, such as this one. Okay, before I get into my rant about what I just thought happened in that debate between these Republicans and Democrats, as always, yelling and screaming, not much got done except blaming the people on the other side of the aisle. I want to go to my next guest waiting in the wings to speak on behalf of the Libertarian Party. Let's hear what a third-party candidate has to say. And waiting, coming on right now is Andrew Horning, a Libertarian candidate for Indiana's 8th Congressional District. He served as an adjunct scholar with the Indiana Policy Review Foundation. He has written numerous pieces that appeared nationwide from the Wall Street Journal and USA Today. And as I said, he's a political candidate. He's running and has participated in various debates, including the 2012 Senate debate in Indiana. With that said, I'd like to welcome Andrew Horning to the show. Welcome, Andrew.
Well, thank you for having me on. I'm glad you didn't throw me into that fray. Holy cow.
I had you waiting in the wings because, you know, the purpose of this show, as I said from the outset, was, is it time for new blood, new parties, new individuals out there to step forward and run? And, well, you heard it straight out of the Republicans and Democrats' mouth.
I would think that by now voters would have had enough pain that they would be thinking that the Democrats and the Republicans are the ones who need to explain what they're doing on the ballot. I don't think any alternative to the status quo needs to explain why we're putting ourselves up there. Because for goodness sakes, it's not working. Nobody likes this. The false dichotomies, the stupid arguments. And, you know, I think that one of the things that gets really frustrating is when I hear them talking about ideology and statistics and everything but what matters, they're missing the major point. And the major point is that those two have been in power for so long that they've become a buddy, good old boy network that's based in corruption. From the bottom up and from the top down, they're based on special deals for special people. And if you're in their network, you're in. If you're not in their network, you're out. And everybody knows that. I think everybody who's got half a brain when it comes to politics understands that precinct committee people are going to be working for their candidate because they know that means a summer job for their kid on the highway department and special deals for them and their business. It's all corruption, all the way to K Street, where these people are, you know, half the people on K Street are there just to get tax breaks for their clients. And when you've got that kind of system where they can draft laws that politicians themselves don't read before they sign, and we're in wars we don't even understand, we don't have any plans, but if you follow the money and you see how all this happens, you should understand that this is corruption, this is a crime ring, and we shouldn't be voting for this anymore. You know, from the very first president, Washington, he warned us about political parties. He warned us about, you know, the dangers of factions, splitting ourselves up and taking absurd, preposterous positions because it's shirts versus skins. It's the home team versus the other guy. That's stupid. Nothing ever gets cut into only two parts. Nothing. And yet, because we have two parties, on Election Day, we have to decide, well, do men vote Republicans and women vote Democrats? How do gays vote? You know, we're going to be cut into only two places. Where am I going to fall? Am I going to be a Democrat on immigration, or am I going to be a Republican on foreign policy? It doesn't work like that. And the fact that we keep doing that, we make these preposterous positions because it's got to be either all one thing or all another. It's because we have these stupid two parties that have shut out alternatives by law. They make it hard for anybody to get on the ballot. We never, in law or practice, actually even had a two-party system. You would expect them to say that we've got a two-party system, but we never have, and we were warned about it. We were warned, and we were warned. And when Andrew, you heard what they said. If I could just interrupt, you heard they made it pretty clear that they don't really want the doors open to third-party candidates. I threw Jesse Ventura's name
out there, and they said he's got no shot, and they don't think anyone should run. So what do we do to
you
fix
would
it? Because
expect
I
them to
think
say that.
everybody is sick of just Democrats and Republicans and wants to see new blood, new faces, and new ideas. So what do we do, Andrew?
Well, let's look at it this way. But you would expect them to tell us that it's all about odds and numbers and, oh, don't worry your pretty little head, we've got it all in control, and no, you don't fuss yourself, don't waste your vote. You would expect them to say that. We need to understand that we individually are accountable for our vote, and that vote is powerful to make a change. We were given the power to vote as a means of peaceful revolution, so we don't have to pick up guns. We get what we choose in this country. Now, like it or not, I know a lot of people start talking about, oh, we need a revolution, we need to pick up guns. But if you're not going to choose it in the voting booth, you're not going to get it by guns. And the fact that, we have not 90-some-odd% of us for the last 100 years have chosen exactly what we have right now, over and over and over again. Less than 10% of us ever vote outside the way they expect us to, the way they tell us to. Now, what needs to happen here is voters need to snap out of it. Voters need to understand who is actually running the country. No, you can't blame other people. That's a cop-out. You can't blame politicians. You can't blame corporations. You can't say, oh, they bought out anybody, because who got bought out? Who's voting for this? We're the ones who got bought out. We are the ones who are accountable for this. We are the ones who have the power to fix it any time we choose. And you'd expect those two parties to say, oh, it took us a long time to get this way, it's going to take a long time to fix it. History's never worked like that. Look at how fast the civil rights movement or the women's suffrage movement or prohibition came and went. Fast. Things happen fast when people choose. We have what we choose. We don't have what we wish for. We have what we choose. And we as voters, we as citizens, we as so far tolerant, obedient, servile little sheep that we have been, we have chosen this with our acquiescence, with our silence, with our obedience, with our money, and with our votes. And the fact that we won't vote for anything else and haven't voted for anything else is what's slapping us upside the head right now with the reality that our money is worthless. We're in wars that we don't even understand. We have issues just falling all over the place because our government is ungoverned. Our lawmakers are lawless. Everything's out of control.
I got you, Andrew. We got 1 minute left before we have to wrap it all up. Do you see a third-party candidate being able to strike while the coals are hot, as they say, in 2016, with the Republicans and Democrats being really on the ropes with such low approval ratings?
My hope is that people would understand that this is not up to parties, it's not up to politicians, it's up to voters to have a change of heart and mind. Politicians are always in the wings, ready to do what politicians do. Alternatives are already there. I'm doing what I've always done. I'm always presenting an alternative to voters. All I can do is make the pitch and say, here it is if you want it. It's up to voters to choose. And if we allow that this has anything to do with politicians, that we're some kind of, Olympians of elections, then we're taking away the power from voters. We're taking away any hope of really fixing this. Because the people who need to fix it are not some, politicians on white horses, no matter what the party. I like to think that my libertarian friends offer, much better solutions, and I think we do, but it's not up to us. It's up to voters to take that decision. They're the ones that are going to choose it or not.
Well said, Andrew. We're out of time. Everybody, Andrew Horning, please visit him at www.horningforcongress.com. We'll have you back when we have more time, and we're back visiting this discussion, Andrew. Everybody, I told you earlier I would give you my bottom line at the end of the show, and let me just put it this way. You got to listen to a very heated 40-minute argument between a Republican and Democratic spokesperson who really knows their own political party issues very clearly. And what did we get? We got rhetoric, we got speaking points, and we got shouting back and forth to the point, and I let it go. We killed the mics on one of it, but we let it go so you can see this is what goes on between these two parties. Yelling and screaming. This is what it is, folks. Yelling and screaming with no solutions in sight. Folks, time for a change, real change. Give me your thoughts and comments. Visit us, AdamThompsonLaw.com, AttorneyAdamThompson.com. Till next time, everybody, think outside the box.